As AJ said, and everybody knows, he's not a real boxer. There's levels to this game, and he was way out of his level, way out of his depth.
When the realisation of it all kicks in, and Jake Paul saw that, he's in a big 22-foot ring. He sees an Adonis of an ex-former world heavyweight champion in the other corner.
Well done to AJ. We knew from day one AJ was going to do it, but the better fighter was going to win.
People said that Jake Paul was running. Do you feel like he ran, or do you like...
I mean, against someone like AJ, AJ's a big guy, strong guy, and he can hurt you. So yeah, 100%, like, he's going to want to avoid his power, but you know what, he got caught in the corner and bang.
Performance from Jake Paul, given he kept talking the talk, beating his chest, screaming at everyone, trying to convince everybody that he could somehow win this fight. But that was never going to happen. It was so one-sided. It was quite pathetic, to be honest with you. I thought,
yo, don't mind me, just smoking on that Jake Paul pack. Honestly, Jake Paul trash.
Right. I know he ran and held a lot, but and he also let his hands go at times, you know, and that obviously that was a good game plan to do rounds. Even the shot that shattered his jaw would have knocked out most heavyweights. As in, I mean, I know he was knocked out, but as in cold. That was the right hand light he landed on and gone.
He stopped on his feet, counted out, knocked out, whatever, however you want to call it. It wasn't a bad knockout. It wasn't an El Sparko. He wasn't rendered unconscious, but he got done. He got it on the chin. He went over. He didn't beat the count. He was sort of up on his feet. But if I'm honest, the whole fight was terrible, wasn't it? It was just so bad. It was just shit, wasn't it? A proper...
But it was a devastating performance. I always felt whoever landed the first punch and the hurtful punch would win the fight, and that's how it turned out.
You could see both men came in with bad intentions from the beginning, and Garnu was swinging as well. What did you make of it?
Well, for how long the first round, before he got clipped?
Yes, it took AJ a couple of rounds to get hold of him, and then he knocked him spark out and broke his jaw. It was a frustrating 2-3 rounds maybe. Because
boxing pros destroyed Jake Paul after brutal KO lose to Anthony Joshua. And this was always coming because the pros wanted reality to hit him hard. Jake Paul talked like he belonged at the top. But when Anthony Joshua touched him, the bravado vanished in the...
They wanted AJ to knock this boy out clean and get rid of him, because everybody I've spoken to, they just wanted, they're like, I want to see Jake Paul get knocked out. And I just said, I don't want to see him get knocked out. I want to see him get beat up. I want to see him quit. I want to see the reality of everything he's saying and doing kick in. And in a way it did happen, but he didn't get beat up. And slowly but surely the confidence, the self-belief ripped out of him to the point where he's dropping on his knees. He's like, he must fall down.
Tyson Fury calls it a fantastic knockout, and even he sounds stunned by what unfolded. He genuinely believed Jake Paul could cause a shock and trouble Anthony Joshua. Instead, he watched Joshua shut that idea down with authority and remind everyone what real heavyweight power and experience look like.
And I almost got it right. I predicted 1 round.
Johnny Nelson breaks it down perfectly, because this is what real boxing looks like at the top level. One clean shot from Anthony Joshua was all it took to expose everything fake about Jake Paul. This was not accumulation or luck. This was heavyweight reality. When that right hand landed, you could see the decision being made in real time. Jake Paul chose survival over pride. Anthony Joshua did not rush it. He waited.
Time when the one clean shot hit him, it broke his jaw, and went down. So he knew, realistically, if you're in a fight and you get hit, sometimes you're going to get hit and you'll try and bullshit and get your way through. The one clean shot we saw get hit with, he had a choice of staying up or going down, and he's like, nope. It was a split-second time delay, and he had to quit. And each time he dropped down, I thought, I can see the confidence just dribbling out.
This is where Jake Paul completely loses the room. Instead of owning the defeat, he immediately reaches for excuses and money talk. Anthony Joshua did not look dominating by accident. He dominated because he is levels above. Saying he was not trying insults the sport and the fans. Fighters who are not trying do not end up on their knees with broken jaws. This moment confirmed what the pros already believed.
In the fight, but there is no way I'm that bad, right? It's obvious I was not even trying. All I care about is the money. I don't want to say I was paid to lose, but I think fans are smart enough to realize what they
Anthony Joshua speaks like a professional who understands his job. No hype, no excuses, just honesty. He admits it was not perfect, yet still delivered exactly what was asked. He hunted Jake Paul down and broke him with patience. That right hand was not desperation. It was calculation. This shows the difference between a champion mindset and a social media mindset. Joshua does not chase moments.
Everyone in this venue, now, you asked me a question. Look, it wasn't the best performance. It wasn't the best. The end goal was to get Jake Paul, pin him down, and hurt him. That has been the request leading up, and that was on my mind. It took a bit longer than expected.
Joseph Parker sums it up calmly because for real heavyweights, this was expected. Anthony Joshua did exactly what a top-level fighter should do against someone pretending to belong. He stayed composed. He cut the ring. He increased pressure round by round. The knockout was inevitable, not surprising. The only debate was when, not if. This is why fighters like Parker respect Joshua. They understand how.
I think he did what he had to do. He went out there, took his time, chased him down, unloaded and got the knockout. So it's what we were expecting. I thought it'd be earlier, but he got the job done. So congratulations to Joshua.
When Roy Jones Jr. keeps it this simple, it carries weight. He has seen greatness across eras and styles. Calling Anthony Joshua great after this performance matters because it confirms the gap everyone witnessed. Joshua did not just win, he restored order against all the noise and hype. He delivered a clean, brutal finish. Jake Paul stepped into a world he was not ready to happen.
There's no way, even if Anthony Joshua is not in tip-top shape.
When Roy Jones Jr. keeps it this simple, it carries weight. He has seen greatness across eras and styles. Calling Anthony Joshua great after this performance matters because it confirms the gap everyone witnessed. Joshua did not just win, he restored order against all the noise and hype. He delivered a clean, brutal finish. Jake Paul stepped into a world he was not ready for. Anthony Joshua reminded boxing fans why pedigree, power, and experience still rule this sport.
In the first round, Flush didn't even flinch. You see that tonight? That was an absolute abomination, if that is even a word, because that is a monster. The number one heavyweight.
Eddie Hearn is saying that Anthony Joshua landed clean shots early and Jake Paul felt the weight of a real heavyweight immediately. He is describing Joshua as a monster and stressing how dominant and composed he looked from the opening seconds. That statement matters because Eddie Hearn has seen champions up close for years. This was not promotional exaggeration. This was recognition of elite control. Anthony Joshua did not rush. He tested Jake Paul with clean power and measured the response. Each punch drained confidence and exposed the difference in levels. Eddie Hearn is also pointing out that Joshua never looked threatened. That calmness is what separates champions from experiments. Jake Paul could not intimidate him, could not shake him, could not earn respect. Eddie Hearn calling Joshua the number one heavyweight reinforces what the fight showed.
Joshua looked good, dude.
Joshua looked good.
He looked good right off.
Joshua actually looked. Joshua looked like he was fighting a guy that was.
Daniel Cormier is clearly saying that Anthony Joshua looked comfortable and in control because the opponent in front of him was not operating on the same level. That observation is important because it comes from a former champion who understands elite competition. Cormier is not talking about hype or promotion. He is talking about ring reality. Anthony Joshua moved with confidence and patience because he was never under real threat. Jake Paul was reacting while Joshua was dictating. That difference shows up in footwork, timing, and body language. Cormier is highlighting that the fight looked uneven, and that is because it was. Anthony Joshua treated the contest like a calculated assignment. Jake Paul treated it like survival. When a fighter looks relaxed under pressure, it usually means the danger is coming from only one side. Daniel Cormier's reaction confirms that this was not a close contest masked by moments. It was a clear display of levels and experience.
Krezis ain't getting up from that one. That shit was dumb. He hit him right off the temple. AJ hit him like he don't give a shit about his well-being. AJ hit him like he don't give a shit. He was like, bam! Like he don't care about his well-being.
Showbiz is describing the finishing shot and making it clear that once it landed, the fight was effectively over. He's pointing out the placement and intent behind the punch. That reaction speaks volumes because it captures the brutality of real heavyweight boxing. Anthony Joshua did not throw that shot recklessly. He placed it with precision and purpose. Showbiz is reacting to the seriousness of the impact and how instantly it changed everything. This is what Jake Paul underestimated. One clean heavyweight punch does not just score. It shuts systems down. Anthony Joshua did not need combinations or chaos. He waited for the opening and ended the conversation. Showbiz is also acknowledging the lack of mercy.
Yeah, it's definitely broke. But, man, that was good. Nice little ass whooping from one of the best to ever do it. So
Jake Paul is admitting that his jaw is broken and acknowledging the level of Anthony Joshua. That admission is significant because it strips away the bravado seen before the fight. This is the first time Jake Paul sounds grounded in reality. A broken jaw is not a storyline. It is a physical consequence of stepping into heavyweight boxing. By calling it a beating from one of the best, he is indirectly accepting the gap in class. This moment confirms that the hype could not survive real power. Anthony Joshua did not just win the fight. He left a mark that forced honesty. Jake Paul can smile and frame it lightly, but the damage tells the real story. This was not content creation. This was...
People argue that he at least won 3. No one expected him to last that long. Rolled his ankle, broke his jaw, still fucking fighting, man. Like, that's toughness. You know, most people wouldn't have the balls ever to step in a boxing ring in their life. He stepped in a boxing ring with one of the baddest men on the planet, who's 40 pounds heavier than him and 6.
Boxing pros destroyed Jake Paul after brutal KO lose to Anthony Joshua. And by the end of the night, there was no debate left to have. The noise, the hype, and the social media confidence all disappeared the moment real heavyweight power landed clean. Anthony Joshua did not chase a viral moment. He delivered a professional statement. The pros saw it, the fans saw it, and even Jake Paul had to feel it. This fight was never about entertainment. It was about proving whether belief could survive reality. It could not. The speculation now shifts to what Jake Paul does next. Because stepping back into this level would come with even harsher consequences. As for Anthony Joshua, this performance reminded everyone why his name still commands respect in the heavyweight division. Calm, control, patience, and devastating power are not trends. They are standards. If you think this fight ended the conversation or started a new one for heavyweight boxing, let your voice be heard. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Jake Paul should continue at this level, or was this the final wake-up call?